A day at High Point State Park, New Jersey. High Point State Park is located in the northwest corner of New Jersey, where the Appalachian Mountains create a landscape very different from much of the rest of the state. The park is a wonderful destination for anyone who enjoys scenic overlooks, hiking, forests and rocky landscapes, lakes and waterways, photography, peaceful walks in nature. The combination of mountains, open fields, forests, and water makes this one of the most impressive natural areas in New Jersey. Our adventure begins on the Appalachian Trail, where the landscape opens to a magnificent scenic view. From this elevated area, the countryside seems to stretch endlessly into the distance. The surrounding mountains, forests, valleys, and the monument create a beautiful introduction to High Point. It is a perfect place to stop, take photographs, and appreciate the peaceful character of this part of New Jersey. From here, we continue toward the main attraction of the park, the High Point Monument. After exploring the first scenic viewpoint, drive to the parking area near the High Point Monument. From the parking lot, begin walking toward the monument. As you approach, the enormous structure gradually rises above the surrounding landscape. The monument stands on the highest natural elevation in New Jersey, making this area the symbolic and scenic heart of the park. The High Point Monument is an impressive stone obelisk built to honor New Jersey veterans of the First World War. The monument rises dramatically above the landscape, and visitors can climb 291 steps to reach the observation level near the top. The climb takes some effort, but it is well worth it. As you climb higher, the views become increasingly impressive. At the top, you are rewarded with a remarkable panorama extending across the surrounding mountains and countryside. It is one of those moments when the effort of the climb becomes part of the experience. Before beginning the next part of the adventure, take some time to admire the scenery from the foot of the monument. This is itself an excellent viewpoint. The monument rises dramatically against the sky, while the surrounding landscape opens in every direction. The combination of the stone monument, green forests, distant mountains, and open sky creates one of the most beautiful scenes in the park. Take a few minutes here. Walk around the monument, look in different directions, and enjoy the enormous sense of space. High Point, the summit of the Kittatinny Ridge, rises 1,803 feet above sea level, the highest elevation in the state of New Jersey. Kittatinny Ridge is the product of continental collisions that crumpled the Earth's crust, the grinding force of mile-high ice sheets, and centuries of erosion that washed soil and rock into the valleys. The result is a mountain with unrivaled views of 3 states and a scenic landscape where uncommon plants take root, animals find refuge, and people come to sightsee, play, and relax. A visit to High Point State Park is a wonderful journey through some of the most beautiful scenery in northern New Jersey. At the highest point in the state, you can enjoy mountain forests, open landscapes, lakes, rocky trails, and spectacular panoramic views. The monument is also a wonderful starting point for exploring the park on foot. Several trails lead away from this area, allowing visitors to experience High Point from different perspectives. Some take you through the forest, while others lead toward open landscapes, rocky areas, and water. With more than 50 miles of trails, High Point State Park offers visitors a variety of trail options throughout the year. Trails vary in length from 1/2 mile to 4.4 miles and take visitors through unique and diverse landscapes, including an Atlantic white cedar swamp, mountain ridgetops with 360-degree views, dense forests, fields, and wetlands. In addition, approximately 18 miles of the Appalachian Trail are included in the park. There are many opportunities to loop trails together for a variety of distances. If you have time, don't simply visit the monument and leave. The trails are an important part of the High Point experience. For those who want to experience the park more completely, I recommend the Monument Trail, a loop of approximately 3.5 miles. This is one of the most rewarding walks you can take here, because the trail continually changes its scenery. As you leave the monument, the path takes you into the forest. You walk over rocky sections and through peaceful woodland, surrounded by the natural beauty of the park. At different points, the landscape opens again, giving you beautiful views back toward the monument. Seeing the monument from a distance gives you a completely different impression of its size and position on the mountain. As you continue around the loop, you experience the park from many different angles: rocks, forest, water, open views, and the magnificent monument. The trail also brings you close to water and the lake, adding another beautiful element to the journey. The reflections, trees, rocks, and surrounding landscape create wonderful opportunities for photographs. Eventually, the trail brings you back to where you began, completing the circle at the monument. The beauty of this visit is that it combines several different experiences in one day. You begin with a scenic view from the Appalachian Trail, discover the history of High Point State Park, walk to the impressive monument, climb its 291 steps, and enjoy the panorama from above. Then, instead of ending the visit, you continue on to the 3.5-mile Monument Trail, where the landscape becomes your companion. You walk through forests, over rocks, beside the water, and through changing views of the monument and the surrounding countryside. By the time you return to the monument, you have experienced High Point not simply as a place to visit, but as a complete outdoor adventure through one of New Jersey's most beautiful landscapes.